Hello everyone, I'm Yasmin Ahmed from Astar Rufa Sohab Hospital. Hope during this pandemic situation you are all staying safe and maintaining the social. Today our live session it will be about pediatric care and COVID-19 presented by our specialist pediatric Dr. Venkatesh.
Hey, good morning.
Hi,
Good morning to all.
how are you? Hope you are doing great.
Yeah. Yeah, doing great, maintaining the safe distance and social distancing. Okay.
Kindly will you introduce yourself for our
So I'm Dr. Pankaj Arvanto. I'm working as a specialist pediatrician in Al Rafa Hospital. So, in the present situation, when we are not able to be in touch with the people directly, I think the social media is the best way to communicate. So, same way, we want to discuss few points with you, and if you have any queries, we'd like to answer them.
really appreciating your time. First, I would like to start asking about what is the present scenario of pediatric care and COVID.
See, as we know, COVID cases are all over the increasing day by day. But the good thing is the pediatric cases are not on that rise. There are different studies done in China by CDC. It's almost 2 to 3% of total cases are COVID cases. Okay, and good thing about them is almost 90% of them are mainly having mild to moderate symptoms. Almost 4 to 5% are severe enough and very critical. So the severity and the critical things are very less in the pediatric age.
So, Doctor, why around it's little less percentage for pediatric mild cases?
See, there are many reasons they have studied which can explain why the pediatric cases are on the less side and not as severe. There are few theories are given according to that. One of them is they say that environmental factor exposure plays an important role. Like in the adults, we know that those adults which have chronic condition like diabetes, hypertension, underlying lung disease, they are more prone to get infection and complication. Those comorbid conditions, good healthy lifestyle, inbuilt immunity is good in the pediatric age group. So that's why even in pediatric age group, the kids who has underlying condition, like some kid has immunity, immunocompromised, some kid has congenital heart disease, they are more prone to have critical complication as compared to the other age group. And there have been study done what other factor play important role. So as per the graph, this shows that 0 to 9 year of age group are very less to get the complication because their innate immunity plays an important role. They have interferons in their body which help in stimulating their T cell, which help in the management better. And second thing is then they have presence of thymus play important role which help in building up the antibodies and which also help. So these are the few factors which help in providing the more protective care to the pediatric age group.
So, Doctor, is there any vaccines or any medicine can be given in case the child uh,
See,
COVID?
as such, we know in the present situation there is no particular cure. There is no medicine available to treat the in any age group so far. There are different medicine like hydroxychloroquine, antiviral. They are under a trial, and same way is with the vaccine. These vaccines are under the trial phase. Some of them are reaching into success rate also, but these vaccines still going to take time till the year end. So in such situation, I'll say is the prevention is the most important part. So keeping good prevention, keeping yourself healthy, these are the good aspects which can help.
Doctor, I would like before coming back to the prevention to ask you one question. When the parents they have to be worried about their child health?
See, yeah, that's the most important thing because COVID is a one type of virus, but there are different flu viruses which are close. And many parents they call us and ask us, yeah, my child got fever, cold, is it COVID? See, one important thing we should remember is child is rarely the first source of the infection. Usually, child get infected only if other family members are having COVID, so they are a part of family cluster. So that family history matters for us a lot. If the family is having someone suspected positive, yes, that time we'll suspect because they can get normal flu infection very commonly. So I'll say is if parents are worried, the most important part is stay in touch with your doctor, update your doctor, see these are the symptoms, what medicine we can use. So doctor we can suggest what are the over-the-counter medicine like paracetamol, cough syrup they can use for day-to-day purpose, and what are the signs we should worry. So we can explain them like if there is a breathing difficulty, child is not eating well, not passing enough urine, getting tired. So keep us update about these things so it will be easy for us to take decision and tell them when to come to the emergency.
Doctor, one more question I would like to ask you about the nutrition of the kid.
Yeah. Nutrition has very important part to play. As I told you, the good healthy lifestyle, eating habit help in building the immunity quite better. So it's very important to choose the good food from the all the food groups so that the child can get all type of nutrition. So we should try to give them more of fruits and vegetables which help in providing the micronutrients, which help in the epithelial healing, building up the immunity. The most important part nutrition comes is the hydration. Now, we should make sure the child are hydrated well. Especially when they get sick, yes, the hydration is the most important factor for them. But I think it's very easy to say give good nutrition because most parents complain my child doesn't eat. And I agree with that. I have similar situation at my home. So I'd like to suggest that in that situation we should spend some time with the kid. We should give them some family time, family meals time. We should involve them in teaching and preparing the different food. Definitely, when they cook something, they'll be more eager to eat that. And we should make them select what they want to eat, not all the bad options. In out of good option, let them select.
Let them to select.
But important thing is give them time. It's not a one day work. It needs time. We need to have that much patience.
It's like building a habit with healthy
Yes.
habits.
Yeah, it's you can say lifelong habit. It's not only with the COVID-19. I think it's going to help throughout the life if they do that.
Doctor, one more question must ask. What kind of mentality or physical activity can be the kid?
Yes, that's the most important part as most of the kids are locked down in the home. They are not able to go out to play with their friends. They are not able to go to school for the communication. So it's affecting their physical and mental health surely. And physical activity comes along with the food also. Like if they are not physical active, they will not feel hungry, they will not eat. So it all goes in the cycle. So most important thing is we have to keep that minimum number of activity for them. Like there are studies which says that child should be physically active at least for up to 2 years, at least for 60 minutes a day. 2 to 5 years almost for 180 minutes, 3 hours they should be active. So we should divide the time and we should choose the activity for them. Like we can make some play activity with them. Okay, we need to spend time with them. And if we don't want them to see the TV, laptop, then first thing is we should stop using in front of them. We cannot sit using the phone and tell them to play around. They will not do that. Then there are different forms like nowadays dance is the best form. Okay, you can just dance. You need not to know the steps of that. Just enjoy the dance for some time. It's the best exercise. And nowadays we can make it as a family yoga timing. We can spend 30 minutes. All the family member can sit and do yoga, and everything is easily available on the media right now to follow them. And one part I like to say is the mental activity, especially for the adolescent, the age group above 7 years. Mental activity matters a lot because one of the important thing we have seen with the kids is they are not able to express their activity. Okay? So we need to look for the sign what is troubling them. See, no child is going to come and say, I'm sad, I'm depressed. We should look for the psychological sign, like child suddenly withdrawn, not talking much, not interested in surrounding, crying, staying alone, not eating. We feel why you're not eating. He may be having something mental which is going around and suddenly complaining of some pain, and we know, like we used to do in childhood, not to go to school, tummy is paining, I'm not going. So they may make something. So that's the most important thing. We need to spend quality time. We need to be the role model for them. We have to make sure that we are not showing those signs of stress or anxiety in front of them, or they will follow. Second important thing is, as so much of social media is available, we should available the true information to them. What is this going around? Awareness is very much. They should know what is COVID-19. What do you mean by we are doing preventive measures? What do you mean by not going out, not playing with the friends? What can happen? Okay, so these things matter for us a lot. Give them the proper information before they start searching the information which is not true, and that can create more problem for us.
So what about the disinfecting part? of their child.
Yes, as I was telling, there is no particular cure at present for this situation. So prevention is the most important aspect for us. This prevention include different things. As people keep talking, the most important first one comes is the social distancing, which is really very important. As we know, this is a droplet infection. It can go one person to other person within a distance of 3 feet. So they have been suggested to 6 feet distance wherever possible. Okay. Second thing is, if social distancing not possible, along with that use of face mask, which is very important, especially if you're going to a crowded place and you're not able to do the distancing there, then it's better to use the face mask. And as they say, you don't have to use the N95 everywhere. You can even use the simple cloth mask. See, cloth mask purpose we should know is cloth mask is mainly for us to not to give infection to other person. So these things are very helpful if we are using mask and next person is also using mask. So that awareness we should spread to each other.
So the face mask better for which age group of the kid?
Usually less than 2 year face masks are not recommended. Okay, one thing definitely they are not going to keep it. Second thing is they may feel very uneasy with that and it's not recommended. It's more than 2 year, any child, especially going out of the house, getting exposed to some unknown people, it's better to use the face mask for them till they are exposed to that. And the last aspect, most important, is hand wash, which is nowadays I think a lot of ads are coming. Hand wash, whatever you do, hand wash. That's the most important thing we should teach our children. And important part of hand washing is you should teach them rather than telling them. Because I have seen that they, okay, hand wash, but they don't know what to do. There are different parts of hand wash, like you should tell them wet your hand, then put leather, scrub it, rinse it, dry it. We can make it as an activity like singing some song, playing some game, and we should teach them daily to do hand wash. And most important part you should remember, teach them how to do hand wash and when to do. I'll give you example of my son. We taught him hand wash. He was very happy. Now for everything he is doing hand wash. He does anything, he do hand wash. But before sitting for eating, he is not doing hand wash. So he's like, I like you didn't hand wash. Oh, I'm doing from morning hand wash only. So most important thing you should tell them, like before eating, after using washroom, you went outside and came, you touched something, you played with the pet, all those things.
How long does the virus stay in the service?
There have been different studies done for them about that. So according to those studies, they say on the glass surface and metal like doorknobs handle, it can stay up to 5 days. On the plastic like the milk container and on the other plastic use we do, they can stay for 2 to 3 days. And something like the stainless steel like refrigerator and all, also they can stay. And even we use cardboard for packing and all, 24 hours it can stay.
So being safe and doing the disinfectant and following the social distancing, it will be more
Yeah, definitely it will be more helpful because at least till we get the proper cure
yes.
or till we get a vaccine to prevent this, these are the most important aspect.
So,
So
Doctor, anything like you would like to add?
about there are few things I'd like to add in that. See, there has been a thing is that people say use soap water. Can we just use hand sanitizer to do the thing? See, one of the important things is they should go according to studies done by CDC, WHO. There's nothing which can replace the soap and water. Wherever available, the soap and water should be used for hand wash, and they say at least for 20 seconds. You can see the time and count it, or you can sing a song and count. Hand sanitizer is mainly for the use when the soap and water not available. You are out somewhere and you're not able to use the soap water. Use hand sanitizer. But as soon as possible, when you are in the available for soap and water, please wash your hand because number of germs which is reduced by soap and water is much more than the hand sanitizer. Which is most important.
So it's mandatory to use the soap and
Yes, it's always best. And second thing I'd like to add is nowadays you're seeing kids are getting quite irritable because they're not able to do their activity. So as I was telling you, we should lead by example, keep them busy all the time, give them some activity, make some bad routines for them, like doing something, reward them for the good things. So one of the important thing is keep them in touch with the people they are with. There are social media, video phone calls. They should be able to talk to their friends. They should be able to talk to their elders whom they are not able to meet. because one of the important part is mental activity, which can overall affect everything, and you will not know till the end. Child is not active, maybe he's not feeling well. Child is not eating, maybe he didn't like the food, but maybe the underlying reason is something else. Child is not interested in surroundings. We put ourselves in such situation, we know how it will feel, and the worst part is they cannot express it. So keep a close relation with your child, spend some quality time, understand what he's doing, give them ways to express their thing. Like let them draw. What you feel, draw. At least he will draw what he's feeling, you will have a better idea. They can express. That's the most important thing. Make them express their feelings. Until unless you don't do that, you will not know what's going inside the child. That's what I feel nowadays, especially for this adolescent teenager, where they have so much approach to social media. They know much more than us. My son will suddenly ask me many questions about COVID, then I have to go through the internet to find out the answers. So, and give them the proper information. Don't lie to them. If you are not telling, someone else will tell. So, make them aware. Tell them what is their part in the situation. What is our part? We are taking care of them. And parents should know then exactly what is doctor's part. See, rather than getting situation worse and then informing doctor, I would like people to telecommunication to me from day one. Update me what's happening with the child. So it's very easy for me to understand the situation. I'll know in 24 hours how things are going. I'll know whether to worry or not. And then I can give a better approach to the parents. Rather than on fifth day seeing a very sick child, which I'll not prefer to.
In case the child is affected, what can be done?
See, treatment is, as I told you, it's mainly the maintenance treatment, as there is no particular cure. As the same thing is, we watch for the danger sign, like child is having any severe sign like difficulty breathing, not able to eat, and child is having dehydration, not passing enough urine, getting tired. So we just give the supportive care, like if child is feeling breathing difficulty, provide oxygen nebulization, give enough IV fluid, encourage parents to feed them more. Okay, whichever possible things can be done at home, we'll encourage them. And when it's not done, then we'll tell them to come to us in emergency and we'll take care of them.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Valuable information. Just before we end this live session, I would like to take an advice from the side to the parent.
The most important thing is, I know the situation at present is quite out of control at many places, but the best thing is not to panic. The best thing is we should know when to worry, who is the best person we can approach, okay, how to be in touch with those people, and most important thing is spend very good time with your kids now. As everyone is telling, everything in lockdown, spend time with family. No, that's actually very important in relation to kids, okay, because their word is limited a lot. They are exposed, they run anywhere when before. So it's better spend quality time, give them time. Okay. Listen to them, the most important thing. See, I tell my patient three things they should remember. First thing is listen. Listen to your child, don't interrupt, listen to what he's up to, what is going on in his mind. It may be imagination, it may be anything, listen. Then, comfort. So, provide a good comfort to your child. Assure him, you are the role model, assure him, I am there. I'll look after everything, you should not worry. Play with them, try to stay with them more, try to understand what they are doing, and keep reassuring them. Okay. As you know, kids ask many questions at time. You have to give same answers every time. You have to reassure them every time. He may ask, is COVID going to kill kids? He may ask you 10 times. You have to tell him those things at 10 times. You cannot tell morning I told you, oh. No. What I mean to say is stay with them. Yes. It will actually good for parents also. They will feel better. Kids are the real stress busters. You spend quality time, you also are going to feel better with them.
Emotional support is now the
That's most important because that's the one thing no one can diagnose. There is no test to diagnose what is happening inside a child, especially mental health. You can counsel them, but you'll counsel only when you know what's happening. So for that, you need to be in touch with them, stay with them, spend time, learn something from them. They will teach you a lot of things, and you'll enjoy that time.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for your time, and thank you for joining us into this live session. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for
If
your
you have any
time.
queries, people can send me after that. I like to answer those queries very well.
Yes, kindly you can inbox us your inquiries or you can message us on our WhatsApp. Thank you so much, Rafi.